Richard,
Welcome back to the open house, Ben.
you go. I'm going to shove this meatball in my mouth real quick.
Sure. Time for meatball. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Open House podcast. I hope you've gotten all the dirt off your lawn. I've spent way too much time raking dirt off my lawn the past couple weeks. I'm pretty sick of it. I can't wait for the sweeper to come by, take it away. How have you been doing on your dirt there, Ben?
I haven't touched it. Dirt
You want me to
everywhere.
come by and rake your lawn for you?
We actually have a tenant in our attic right now that we're working on.
Oh no, that's worse.
He is nature's little robbers, a little raccoon up there. So I threw a strobe light in the attic to try and coax him out, but I think he's raving now. So that's great.
He's raving. Oh my god.
Yeah.
How does Alice like it? Does she see him? She's probably like, raccoon, yay, so cute.
We haven't shown her. I set the camera up outside the eaves trough to keep track of his comings and goings. So we haven't shown her yet, but I'm sure she'll think he's cute and cuddly and not at all rabid. So
just don't let her play with him. Right. Cool. It's been I guess a few days since we recorded, and I just been like looking forward to this one, just seeing it on my calendar. There's that anticipation.
Right? I know it's again, I'm assuming people have read the title of the episode at this point, but it's a man that, I will speak for myself, I probably don't see nearly enough. And you're looking a little overgrown there too, Richard, if I may say so.
Yeah, you're only saying that because I told you about that. I was like, oh, we're gonna have this fine gentleman on here, and I look like I haven't shaved or cut my hair in a little while. I'm a little bit overdue, so.
Right. I showered just for this episode, but without further ado, let us introduce to you the owner of Hemingway's Barbershop, Chris Walsh. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Chris. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Take us back to the very beginning, Chris. Where'd you grow up? Are you from here?
So I was born and raised in Scarborough. Spent the majority of my my younger life there. Up until about 24, I moved out of province and moved out west to Banff and then to Victoria, BC. So growing up in Scarborough.
Were you chasing snow? Were you like a skier, snowboarder?
Yeah, so I actually went out to Banff just for a winter season, just to snowboard, and
Nice.
really fell in love with the town. Ended up staying there for three and a half years after, and 4 years went by pretty quickly there.
One thing I know about Banff is you have to actually be working there to actually live there. So how is that for you?
Yeah. So, previously I worked in the hospitality industry for 17 years. I was a certified chef. I've held basically every position in a restaurant, from dishwasher, line cook, busser, bartender, barback, general manager, assistant manager, anything throughout to do with the restaurants. I kind of wore that hat. So going out there, hospitality is huge. So it was pretty easy for me with my kind of background to get a quick job, get some staff accommodation. Actually, I went out there with the half promise of a job, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to roll the dice and see what happens. And I went out, and they said, well, you're out here, so we can give you part-time work. And I just kind of, had some money saved up and really just stuck it out. Just tried to snowboard really as much as I could. And
Nice.
one thing led to another, and became, a part of the community there.
That's
Awesome.
wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Man, to be young.
Yeah.
Right? Just like, no plan. I'm going out here and we're going to make it work.
Just
Right?
do it.
That's
Absolutely.
wicked. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
Ben, have you ever been to Banff? You must have been out there. You're a big skier.
Yes, but shocking. I've never skied out there. Yeah, I've
Bucket
hit
list.
almost every hill except for, I think, Burmacombe in Ontario, but haven't been out to Banff.
It's funny, like you say like the hills in Ontario, like they call it Blue Mountain, but Blue Mountain is the the hill you drive up to get to the mountain. So I mean,
Right.
getting on top
Right.
of the summit for the first time, it's pretty nerve wracking. You know, you got the clouds just below you, 45-minute gondola ride to get to the top, and it's nothing beats it.
I
Right.
did do a trip out
Legs
there a couple
on
of years back, and I took the gondola up, and like you're up there, and the oxygen levels too, right? Like you're almost
Oh
short of
yeah,
breath. You're not used to it. But the sight, the view, wow. Definitely a one of a kind moment for me in my
absolutely.
time. But so yeah, you're in Banff. You've been going to all the best places in the world, or in Canada at least.
Mhm.
Where did
I
you?
mean,
What?
we got such a beautiful country. It's hard not to go. I mean, when I went out west, I took a Greyhound, so I got to see Western Canada. You
Oh,
know,
nice.
basically right from the ground. Going through Ontario takes like a day and a half, and you forget how beautiful the country really is. Like all the scenery, the going through the Canadian Shield. The prairies are a little bit of a drag, but still beautiful nonetheless.
Nice,
Right,
nice. And
just
which
flat.
reminds me, this episode sponsored by Greyhound. Greyhound for all your
Yeah.
national transportation needs. So okay, so after Banff, we head further west. You head out to Victoria, you said?
Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine that I grew up with. Well, actually, it was her brother, a few
Mhm.
years older than me. He came through Banff one day, just on a road trip, and stayed with me for a few nights. And after he left, we kind of kept in touch. And he said, "Hey, if you're thinking about moving out to Victoria, I'm looking for a roommate." And so, yeah, basically, after an hour-long conversation, I packed my bags and hit the road and lived in Victoria for just about 2 years. It's so cool. Again, just about like just the difference and the differences within Canada. They have palm trees that grow there. Like it's subtropic.
Never heard
It's
that. That's crazy.
you're not far away from the mountains. You can go ski or snowboard. You can go surfing, and walking down the street, you see palm trees growing everywhere. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
So it only
Was
took
it
an
was it
hour long conversation to get you to move.
Basically, like we kind of touched on it a bit when he was staying with me when I was in Banff, and it kind of stuck in the back of my head. And he reached out, and I think Banff, as beautiful as it is, I think it's got for myself at least, it had a very short lifespan. It's a bubble there. You're kind of confined within your walls of the national park, which I mean, there's worse places to be stuck. But being in hospitality, it becomes really almost routine every day. It's the same places, and I was just ready to try something new. And who doesn't want to go somewhere where it doesn't get colder than 8 degrees in the winter?
Love that. Couldn't
yeah,
relate to more. To more.
sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this episode short. I'm moving. See you guys later. I'm just gonna-
All right. Oh no. Hard to convince a realtor to move.
Yeah, right.
right. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Um and so you were in BC for 2 years and then you come back this way?
Yeah, so Ontario was kind of calling me. As beautiful as Western Canada was, nothing beats an Ontario summer. Like, there's nothing like that deep, humid heat, especially in Georgian Bay. Like, so my aunt has a cottage on Christian Island, just outside of Midland here,
Mhm.
and we grew up going up as kids. She retired up here to be close to the cottage. My mom moved up as well to be close to her sister and my grandmother. So I came to stay for a summer. Worked at the Boathouse Eatery right on the shores of Georgian Bay,
Nice.
and I'd only planned really to stay for that summer season. But again, Ontario's home. Like it's like a warm blanket,
Mhm.
and it just felt right. I was done with the big cities. I didn't want to move back to Scarborough. Definitely didn't want to go into Toronto. And it was comfortable. It felt right. The pace of life here was a little bit slower, and it was a strong sense of community, really tight knit community. Is really what especially living out west in smaller towns like Banff and Victoria for that. Making those connections, seeing familiar faces a lot more often. People say hello to you on the street. Like it's a really good
Wild.
place to live.
Oh, we can
Isn't
relate
that
to that.
right?
We always talk about the magnetism of this area. Like, even we have friends, and me and Ben talk about this too. We have friends that visit, and then they're like pondering the idea of moving here, and it's really not
Oh
hard to
yeah.
convince them because they just get so in love with it so easily, right? So I
Like
can see
my
how
best
you're just
friend, he
drawn
lives in
back.
the city. Well, both of them do, and I was here for about 4 or 5 years, and finally convinced my friend Derek to come up and visit. And he's like, well, you live in the boonies, you live in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, buddy, just come check it out. And it was a bit of a drive coming from the city, but once he got here, I took him down to the waterfront, walking around downtown to Little Lake Park, and he's like, okay, like I get it now, like it makes sense. It's a good fit for you. And now he comes up a lot. Both of them
Right.
do. They always come to visit.
Well, once you realize it's not really that far,
Right?
like it
2
really
hours.
isn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm a little surprised you didn't want to move back to Scarborough.
Right.
Yeah. I'm,
Never
especially
went
after
back.
seeing, yeah, I've got to be careful. Jamie Tripp gave me crap for shitting on Hamilton for
Right.
Yeah.
basically the first half of this season of podcast. So
I mean,
I
like
apologize in
Scarborough,
advance to Scarborough
when I was a
listeners.
kid, Scarborough, it's a different place now. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cliche of like, oh, nobody locked their doors. Kids came home when the street lights came on, but that was really it. Like, it was,
Yeah.
it was a nice place, and like Scarborough is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like the Scarborough Bluffs, and like there's so much to
Right.
see, but it's just it's not how I remember it. I mean, they say you can never go home, and it's true. Like once you're gone, a year, 10 years now, 11 years, it's just not the same. Like we've gone back to visit for a few hours, but yeah, you don't feel it in your soul anymore, like at least for myself. Like my wife and I, we moved to Toronto when I first met her. We live right downtown at Church and Carlton, right across from Maple Leaf Gardens or Loblaws.
Right.
And you were there for about 18 months, and it was it didn't have that draw, that kind of the soul of a place to live, or eventually raise a family. And as cool as it was, the variety, like you could go out and try something new. That was also the charm of Scarborough, right? It's the multiculturalism. In 2 blocks you could try 15 different cultures, foods. You can experience how people celebrate different events. Well, my best friends, my 2 best friends, are both Guyanese. Like it was really cool. And I mean,
Nice.
maybe because I'm so detached from it now, I don't see that same connection. But yeah, it was really, really authentic back then. And now I think it's all condos, and like even the little strip malls I used to skateboard at when I was a kid, they're all condo buildings now. It's just kind of cold.
Right. Right.
I know you mentioned
God.
your wife in there. How did you guys meet, and how long have you guys been together?
So we met back in 2016. So this May will be 10 years. She was living in the city. She came up to visit one of her friends one weekend, and after we finished work at the boathouse, we went over to a little pub, little hideaway called the Study, which was kind of our go-to after work for a nightcap. We'd sit out front and watch the ridiculousness happen at the pub across the street. I won't name any names, but it was guaranteed to be a fight club every night. But yeah, it just so happened that we kind of crossed paths there, and the rest is history. Yeah, we're I say my wife, we're getting married this August. We have a beautiful 4-year-old little girl who's just the everything. The reason we wake up in the morning, the reason why all of this stuff behind me, and what I do day to day. That's the 2 of them are my driving force. Like I'll try not to get emotional because I usually do, but they're truly they save me. They really help me find my center, and are developing. I'm developing a bigger purpose in my life now, and because of them, it's where I get my drive from.
Wow. You're talking to
That's
your
so
people, man. That's so relatable.
Yeah.
Dude, I encourage anyone who ever goes into Hemingway's. There's a photo that I've picked up on near the cash register, like that desk there. I think from The Simpsons. Am I right?
That's right. It's when
The-
Homer he quit the job at the nuclear plant, and then he begged Mr. Burns for his job back. He said, "You're gonna have your job back, but we're gonna put a poster up, and it says, 'Don't forget you're here forever.'" So Homer put up pictures of Maggie, and reworded it to say, "Do it for her." So that was my Father's Day gift for my first year as being a father.
Oh
So yeah,
man,
that's right by the front desk, and Yeah, I love it. I'm a super Simpsons geek, so that's that was the easiest and the best gift anybody could get me.
Wow.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Um,
Being a dad is special, I never really had much care for babies growing up, like around family and stuff like that, whatever. But like ever since having a kids, like someone tells me they're pregnant or like there's a baby and you get that warm feeling because you know what it's like and you can't
Oh
wait for
yeah.
that for them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get
Uh,
excited like it's a Hallmark movie. Like, I'm like, oh my God, you're having a baby.
right?
This is amazing. Before, like, yeah, like you were saying. And when I was younger, years ago, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like, good luck with that. But now it hits so different now. It's, yeah, it's, again, it's super cliche. Like, it's some inside of you that clicks. And, um, yeah, geez, I wouldn't change it for the world. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
Love that.
so yeah, yeah, very accurate. Um, sorry, I want to rewind to before your daughter for a second. So,
Yep.
did you ask your soon to be your wife out or vice versa? How'd that happen? I like a good love story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how it happened. I mean, it just seems so natural the way we started talking that night, exchanged phone numbers. We went over to a mutual friend of ours, um, who's become a really, really close friend of mine now. Her and Taylor, they grew up together. And I think we just started texting, phone calls. And then she was living in the city. Taylor was living in the city still. So every weekend she was coming up and waiting for me to finish my shift that night at the boathouse on Saturdays. And,
Mhm.
we spent the whole weekend together basically. And she would work Monday mornings in the city, and she would usually stay and leave at like 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. on Monday morning just to get back to the city so we could have as much time together as possible. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was like the chemistry was undeniable. It was like the two positive ions attracting each other. That's another Simpsons quote. Um, but yeah, it was organic, the chemistry, like all of that. It just you know as everybody growing up, you go through different relationships, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is just for now, this is a thing. But it just seems so right and natural that I mean, even looking back now, like 10 years in May is that's insane. Like, where did the time go?
Right.
um but yeah, some of the best memories of my life have been from these past 10 years, especially the last four. But yeah, she's really helped me be a stronger person, better myself. And yeah, I think the two of us together have just we've been a perfect match for each other, really. I mean,
Nice.
I hope she feels the same way. I'm sure she
Right.
does. But
Let's get her on
yeah.
here. Let's ask her. Just kidding.
Yeah,
It,
right.
it sounds like there's a Hallmark movie built in there. Like you became the small town guy. She had like, the big city. Well, I don't know if she had a big city job, but she was working in the city, she
Right.
comes to the small town. Oh man. The script is writing itself at this point.
There you go.
Um so take us through okay, so we landed at the boathouse, we're finding love. How did we come to like how do we go from there to Hemingway's as we know it today?
Yeah, so it's funny when I moved from Banff to Victoria, BC. Um, I always, I mean, to start, I've always had a passion for. I always loved going to the barbershop. From when I was younger, my dad would take me to Mario and Joe's hairstyling for men in Scarborough, and they had the hot phone, they had the Playboys on the table, they had all of that stuff, right? And it's I always look forward to going to the barbershop, especially working in the service industry. Like, this is the moneymaker here. You got to stay presentable. Taylor's an esthetician, so I'd always get my nails like nicely manicured. I'm handing you a drink or your food. I don't want to look like a scrub. So when I moved out to BC, I was kind of on the end of my tenure in the hospitality industry, and applied to a couple restaurant jobs. And then I saw a posting for a barbershop. So I reached out, and they said, yeah, we'll hire you. The owner, he'll teach you everything you need to know. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, so I have two options. I got, a call back from a restaurant. I could start, 3 days from now, start making tips right away, cash money, especially, moving to a new town, want to make some
Mhm.
money. And then I was thinking, well, if I'm going to go work in a barbershop, I'll be get minimum wage as a, an inexperienced barber. I got to learn. So I went for the latter, or, for the restaurant job, quick cash right away. And from that point, I kind of knew that, maybe even looking back, I'm like, what would happen if I just, taken that spot in that barbershop? There was another shop out there called Victory. They've been pretty popular and a staple in the men's grooming barbershop area. So I started going there for haircuts. So when I moved back to Midland, same thing, got a job at a restaurant really quick because, I could.
Yeah.
And I just I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't happy there anymore. Going to bed at night, I wasn't excited to wake up because I knew I had to go back to a kitchen or into a restaurant.
Right.
So eventually I just said, I got to make a change. I'm looking for something different. History Barbershop in Midland. It's been a staple in the community for, I think there were like 12, 13 years now. So I reached out to them and asked, hey, are you guys looking to hire a new apprentice? I'm really interested. And they took a flyer on me. They took me in. And honestly, that's getting a job with them. It probably saved my life. It really made me put my my life as a priority. Put my responsibilities. I'm here to learn something new. There's a craft that can, have longevity in it. And they taught me everything I needed to know. Like Michael, he was huge in where I am today. I still talk even in the shop at Hemingway's. I still talk about Mike, him and Justin, and Denise. Like they were phenomenal. They had my back. They were there to support me. They were there to lift me up. They gave me more responsibility to the point where, 4 years after starting with them, I was managing both of their shops. Through the pandemic, they went to explore some other ventures to, broaden their portfolio. And I kind of, wanted to step up. And actually, I remember we were at the cottage, at Taylor's cottage, because during the pandemic, everything was shut down. So
Right.
we stayed at the cottage for 2 months. And one of the other managers had, she left to go, I think she was having a baby. So I called up Justin and I said, hey man, like if you're looking for a manager, I want to throw my hat in the ring. And 2 days later, he called me back. He's like, all right, let's do it. And yeah, like I took my role there really seriously.
Mhm.
I think with my, restaurant hospitality management background, helped me have the tools to manage the staff. I think I did pretty good at it. I hope I did. I hope that's what the other employees would say, is that, I wasn't an ogre or anything. I'm pretty
Well, let's
fair.
bring out our surprise guest, Richard. Kidding. We don't have the budget. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, they taught me and gave me an avenue and a new lease on life, basically. Developed a skill with them. And I think it came to a point where I was ready to build some for myself. In a small town, it's not like I wanted to go out and be like, I'm going to take over everything. We're going to bury them. Like I wouldn't do that. I'm about community over competition.
Right.
Um, and I wanted to build something for myself, but also, Maura was already a year old at that point. And again, going back to Mike, like his daughter too, like I want my daughter to grow up looking up to, a positive male role model. Like, wow, my dad really worked really hard and, he applied himself and he built something. And, I can do that too. Like I didn't have the greatest uh male role model growing up. So I think that's something that was lacking in my life. And I really wanted to give our daughter that that opportunity, or that ability to see, like, just you can build something out of nothing, really.
Mhm.
Um, so even with our day to day, like thankfully we've been so lucky. Like I started the shop just as myself, 7 days a week for 4 months straight. I was there, and
Mhm.
eventually we got some really amazing young barbers. A guy I worked with at History years ago, he left after the pandemic to do. He's got a young family too, so he needed to do construction, whatever. He needed to have money coming in. So I reached out to him, and he's been a staple in the shop as well. But we've grown pretty fast in almost 2 years. Um, and, even when we are, thankfully, we are very busy. So if people are coming in and we just don't have the time, I'm like, hey, like, go check out History. They're right around the corner. They're up the street. Like, they're usually pretty busy, but give them a shot. They might be able to take a walk in, or go up to Crown Barber and Ink. They're just up on Young Street. They usually take walk-ins. So go there. And if you can't get in, come on back. We'll book you an appointment, or we'll just try and sneak you in. Like, I hate saying no to people. And somebody's coming in for a haircut. They got something important to do. They're if it's last minute walk in, it's typically like, oh no, I got I got a wedding this weekend. Hopefully not your wedding, but but yeah. So I'm always trying to push to everywhere. I'm not, I don't want to, cut everything else off like we're the only option, because we're not. And it'd be foolish for me to say that too, right? I really stand on the shoulders of History, because they've brought me here. And
Right.
yeah, it's a small town, and we're only here to better the town. And at the other shops, they've all got families, they've all got responsibilities and bills. Like, let's all make money. Let's all
And
do
Yeah,
it together.
I think better the town is like you want to see everybody walking around happy and looking good. And if that means they
Absolutely,
go
yeah,
somewhere else, then that's just the way it is. We
absolutely.
have that same mentality in our business. I do have some experience in working in a bar and working in a restaurant. I thought I'd own a restaurant one time. I almost bought Cellarman's. It's probably come up on here before, because I love Cellarman's just as a place in my
What a
heart. But
great spot that was, though, right, man?
it was. That was like when I moved up here in 2016, kind of like you, me and my wife, that's where we went. That was the place. You're going to go out for a drink and a meal. Like, it was Cellarman's. Just, I don't know, hole in the walls have always been our places. But,
Absolutely.
it isn't, it's hard. Like, I don't think I would have succeeded as a restaurant owner, because you kind of have to be hard. You can't pay people as well as they probably deserve. You have to be very like rigid on your expenses, and it becomes unhealthy. It's a stressful environment,
Yeah,
and hard to do for a long time. I don't know how people do that for their whole life. So I can see the pressure that you were feeling, right? Like, this is not for me anymore. I need to like get out of here.
yeah.
Um, but you learn a lot in that industry. You learn how to work under pressure. You learn how to like work with fine details, work with other people that you maybe don't even like. What skills did you take away from your experience in that industry?
I think time management was probably the biggest one. Being, especially starting out in the kitchen, you get your order board starts just getting flooded with chits, and it's either shake in the corner or cry in the walk-in cooler, or you just buckle down and do it. I've done all three.
Right.
Um, but it's yeah, just
There-
working under pressure, managing your time wisely. And like you said, there's people from all walks of life that you really have to just kind of learn to work with. You don't have to hang out with them outside of work, but while you're there, you've got to take care of your shit. So
yeah.
you got to buckle down, do it. And I think I probably really just the ability to just not giving up. Because if you're in the middle of a rush and like you get stressed out, and you feel like you're just falling behind, you're in the weeds, and you just look for the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, we got 3 hours left and it'll all be done if we just do it, and then it's done, and then the night's over, and everybody's just a big sigh of relief. You sit at the bar with your coworkers after, you have a drink, and you just kind of let the stress melt away, and then you do it all again the next day.
It's definitely
But
not a job you can just walk home and go to sleep after.
oh, absolutely not. It's yeah, the industry, there's a lot of dependency on many other things. Which that ruled my life for a long time. I've now been just clear-headed and clean and serene for a while now. And looking back at my life in the restaurant industry, um it's a miracle I got out of it, that I'm
Mm.
still here. So again, it comes back to my family too. Like, I probably wouldn't have had the drive to get myself where I am today and to better myself in those ways. But yeah, that's the ugly underbelly of the hospitality industry is
Right.
a lot of dependency on substance and alcohol. And um yeah, asking for help is really hard, but once you're there, it's not as bad as you think. You find you find a really strong community there, a really good fellowship, and
Mhm.
it's a good place to recharge and reset your life.
Awesome.
I love that.
I
Like
don't know, Ben,
it,
you never worked in the food industry, did you, right? I think we've
I
confirmed
did.
this. Oh, right.
I did for a brief little bit.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it wasn't too intense. It was like a club link course as like a bartender slash server. The occasional wedding, but it was. I mean, you had your regulars. You knew what they knew. You knew what they were
What's your
getting.
average
And
demographic for that, like, their, like,
oh,
clientele?
you're probably
Older?
like 50
Hmm.
plus. Yeah, yeah,
Hard to
yeah.
please, I can imagine.
Um, it depends. You get to once you get to know people a little bit, like you
Hmm.
can start kind of like just shooting the shit with them, and it's like
I'm like
okay,
your
like
grandson. Just treat me like your
right,
grandson.
Yeah,
right.
right in your
Please,
will.
please
Yeah,
tip me
exactly.
like I'm your grandson.
Right.
Yeah,
Play on that
yeah.
a bit. Nice.
Um,
Um,
so I mean, starting like going out on your own, in your case, you having to get like a physical location, like the whole 9 yards that comes with like opening up a brick and mortar barbershop business. What do you think was I want to know what the most terrifying part of all that process was, and also um what happened in that process that was maybe like unexpected that like hit you when you didn't see it coming.
Yeah, so I mean, the most terrifying thing was walking away from a well-paying job and job security. But also like we had just bought a house maybe a year before, and in order to get loans and to get this new venture going, everything went on the line. Like our house is on the line, our car is on the line.
Right.
So it was like, if we're doing this, it's all or nothing. Failure is not an option. There was a lot of sleepless nights, um, a lot of long days, a lot of isolating time too, where I'm kind of within my own head, weighing the pros and the cons and the lists of endless lists of things to do. um, we worked with the North Simcoe Futures and Development Corporation. So I had a business plan written up. I mean, I think I was working on it for a couple of years, and I mean, I've never done anything like this. So I just had
Mhm.
a couple bullet points written down, a couple Google searches on how to do it. But Lois at the North Simcoe Futures and Development, she she was great. She helped me polish up the business plan, gave me some good talking points, and put us before the board, and they approved our loan. Which was also really scary because I'm like, okay, now it's real. Like, money's coming out now for loan payments, and
Right.
so we got to get this going. I mean, I've got very little experience with any type of construction or contracting. I can barely hang a curtain rod on a plaster wall. I can show you the holes
I appreciate
upstairs.
appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. So luckily, a friend of mine, he's a project manager for a custom home company in town. So he would come on the weekends to help me, to teach me how to do some stuff. But basically 2 months, six and a half days a week, I built the location myself. Um,
Damn.
and he would give me, he let me his tools. I had a couple like Black and Decker Ryobi ones, and he just said, just leave those in the car. You know how to do those. But I don't know. The biggest thing that I learned would be that I surprised myself on things
Mhm.
that I didn't think I was capable of, or didn't even think I needed to learn how to do. Um, I figured it out. And again, not on my own. Luckily, I had some really, really good supportive people around me, both in family and friends. And they kind of had the attitude that, you know, other like small business owners in town, like, said, yeah, this is going to suck. It's going to suck for a while, but you'll get through it. And if you just keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing, it will get better. And I think now we're getting to the point where, I mean, and it's quickly, I don't want to get ahead of myself by any means, but, I maybe it's karma that has got me here, but hard work too, hard work and support.
Mhm.
And just the outreach from people in the community that want to see a new small business thrive. Like, you guys drive downtown Midland, drive downtown Penetang. There's a lot of vacant units. Like when I moved here back in 2015, everything was every unit on King Street was full. There was businesses, restaurants, the nightlife was going, there was events on the weekend. Like it was wild. And the pandemic like really sucked the life out of our small town. So my kind of focus with this was, trying to bring something cool and new right to downtown Midland. Maybe to, if we build a cool spot where people want to come, maybe it'll encourage other businesses to, come to Midland and open up. And, I wish our mayor would go and do kind of like sales pitches to, around the province or down in the States and be like, hey, like come check out Midland. We're, an untapped, sorry, residents of Midland, but like we need more people to come in. I know.
Yeah, people with good spirits that want to like do these good things just like you, that have the same attitude. Let's build something amazing that's going to be part of the community. Bring those people. Those are the people that
create jobs,
I think get attracted
here.
here.
Unemployment's at a record high. Like create jobs, bring boost our economy up. Like we were the Midland Landing project. I can't wait to see if something there happens. Like that would be huge for this town. The economy would be booming year round if there was something cool like that. But I mean, I'll keep myself humble that we're just a barbershop and a smoke supply and a little social club. But if other people would kind of share that point of view, like let's open up something cool and get the community back together. After the pandemic, everybody was really isolated and everybody's homebodies, working from home. I mean, myself, I don't go out after 9 o'clock. I don't go out after I get home from work. I come home and I put my pajamas on and hang out with my family, and I'm happy being here. But on weekends there's stuff to do, and I just really try and bring the community back together.
Right. Two things from that you were saying.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out to Community Futures, like North Simcoe Community Futures. I've done some work with them. I've sent some clients their way, but they really do handhold you through the experience of building a business plan and like super detailed. And they're really a big driver for that same mentality of helping these people create their dreams. I think they see it a little bit more personable, where in like my industry as a mortgage broker, lenders don't look at you as a person. They look at you as numbers and just data, right? Where Community Futures, I think they do a good job of that. So shout out to them for sure. If you're anyone that's listening to this and you want to start something, that's a good place to start, even just for the knowledge and the resources. But something else you said, actually, I don't know what Ben was going to say, but I wanted to touch on what you said about it being a social club.
Yeah.
I've actually never been in Hemingway's, and I'm only guilty of this because my sister is, she works at a salon in Penetang, Beach Bums. So nice. I go there. That's where I get my haircut. So I don't really go anywhere else, but Hemingway's looks like a cool place. I'm sure I'd like it, but tell me about the social club aspect of that. What's that about?
Yeah. I mean, like, again, we're a spot. Like we got a pool table, we got nice comfy couches. We're fully licensed as well. We had a patio last summer. We want to be that place. Like we're not open late. So we close at 6:30 on weekdays, 4:00 on weekends. We're open 7 days a week. We kind of want our spot to be, the place you come, you don't have to come get a haircut. If you just want to come in and hang out, play some pool, there's a TV in the back room. Around the barbers areas, we keep TVs away because we want to encourage conversation. But we want you to come and meet up with your buddies before you go out for dinner or, shoot 9 holes at Brookley. And before you guys go home, come down, have a quick pint, say hello, grab a cigar. It's just that kind of that meeting place, but we also cut hair there. And again, it's just, that sense of bringing the community back together. I know you guys mentioned Jamie Tripp, like we love that spot. Like it's just that, like, I think he mentioned in his podcast, like he's more of a community center that also brews beer. Right. We also sell test batches beer. We have a rotating tall boys every month. They get something different in. We bring that in, and we're very, firm local supporters. And the coolest thing is when somebody comes in, some guys will just come in like, oh, I haven't been in, just saw you guys walking down the street. Oh yeah, I'll have a beer. Man, this is really good beer. Where did you get them? Like right over there, man. Cross the street and it's right there. There was a guy who left. He came in with his son last week, had a beer. He was like, that was really good. He left 10 minutes later. He's like, so I can buy this? I'm like, yeah, man, just go right across the street to test badges. They've got a lot more selection there than we have here, but it's really cool. You know, just being able to meet people from different walks of life, especially when the boaters are in town and the cottagers are back. They pop into No Frills to grab their groceries for the week or the weekend, and they like, oh, what's that place over there? That looks cool. And yeah, like, you know, not everybody comes in just for a haircut. You know, come in and hang out and shoot the breeze and just say hello.
We have to
Love
go then.
that.
Well, you go already, you get your haircut, but
I
you
do.
got to go just hang out.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of people use it for just the social aspect, or like do you wish more people would come in for you know, life beyond a haircut?
I mean, yeah, ideally, we get a few people through the winter. In the summertime, there's a lot more foot traffic, so we do see more people just kind of popping in to say hello and have a drink. Especially with the patio. The patio last year was great. It was really small. We only had four seats, but like big, comfy, almost like shade or like Muskoka chair style. So we're really small footprint, but again, that goes with the fact that, you know, we're not a restaurant, we're not a pub or anything. We're just that little that accompaniment to your experience. But yeah, I mean, I would love for people to just come in and you know, on a regular, just come and have a drink or say hello and check out the new selection in the humidor. Even during like I said, we don't have TVs in the barbering area, but during the Olympics, we had a TV. We had the Olympics playing all day, and then for the Team Canada men's and women's hockey games, we turned the sound on, so you get the sound through the whole place, and it was really cool. Like it kind of reminds me of like back in 2010 when Canada won gold. Like just the energy that was in the room when you're in like I worked at a Jack Astor's in Scarborough, and that place erupted. I mean, sadly, we didn't win the gold and on either side of men or women, but you know, people were there and they were excited, and you know, you get that sense of that Canadian pride that I think is really, you know, fragile right now, where you know there's a lot of division, and it was just a good opportunity to kind of bring everybody back together.
Yeah,
love that.
Division. Get it out of here.
Right? We're tiptoeing on politics, and we ain't that kind of show, folks.
I think like I pride ourselves on being like just a place again where people are people. There's no politics involved, right? Like that's what we all want.
Yeah.
You want what's best for your neighbor. What a missing mentality. I don't think it's missing. Like I see it here all the time. I see it with my eyes. It's when you're online that you see differently, and that's what I think is the problem, right?
Absolutely. It's a disconnect from reality, right? And like, and I'm not saying that, you know, there is none of that in Midland, because there is. Like this community, it is what it is because of that. But sometimes people kind of get distracted on their phone. And, you know, while you're in, you know, the social club, you don't need to be on your phone. You just kind of just talk it out with people, some jokes, and, you know, make plans, whatever. And just
talk about the Simpsons.
Be in the moment.
Right. Yeah.
Makes me wonder if you could relate to a Simpsons character, who would be your Simpsons character you most relate to? Do they have a barber in The Simpsons?
That's a tough question.
We hit hard here.
Maybe Professor Frank.
Yeah.
You know, he makes you laugh. He makes you think. Seymour Skinner is he's my favorite. I like him because he gets really dark moments, but he's also he's there to help the kids. He's here to help teach you, but you know, he has his little flashbacks of Nam. Now I guess I could have flashbacks of like being in the kitchen where, you know, it gets really dark and then somebody walks in the door. Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because that was like the character I was going to pick was Seymour. I haven't watched Simpsons a lot, but I did a lot growing up. So I was like before I even asked that question, I had thought about it earlier, and I was like, who would I say? If I asked him, who would I say? And that was who I thought, but that's funny. I didn't want to say Flanders. That kind of my mind too, but embarrassingly.
Yeah. And only seasons 2 to 13. Everything after that it's not the core. Give me season 3, the monorail episode. Yeah, that's the stuff.
Gonna have to go back and watch. Simpsons was very prohibited in my household growing up.
Really?
But my dad he would go out on Sunday nights for this like reoccurring thing, and then I could usually just sneak it in before he came back in the door, but sometimes he would come in like the last scene of the episode.
Yeah.
And then I would hear about it. But
But that's when you had like the old remotes for the TV where you just hit last channel and it goes to like the weather network or something.
Last channel. Yeah.
Last channel. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. That's a good throwback. So Chris, to bring it back to the shop here, how long have you been open for?
It'll be 2 years this coming June 1st. We'll be in business 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And obviously you started at 7 days a week. Like, what has growth looked like over the last 2 years?
Growth has been phenomenal. Yeah, like I said, it was me by myself 7 days a week for the better part of 4 months. We brought on Logan. He was we had Carly, who was a friend of my wife's. She had just had a baby and she just wanted to work 1 day a week, so she did Sundays. So she and Logan were basically hired at the same time. And then a few months later, Leaf joined us. He did a co-op at History when I was there. And after that, I just kind of lost touch with him. I pulled my car into Take 5 Oil and his head popped out from under the hood. I said, "What are you doing, man? I thought you wanted to be a barber." I said, "Well, I'm opening a shop." So we brought him on and he came in as an apprentice and he's really excelled. Like he's wild. I mean, and not to like downplay Logan. Logan he's been basically our day one guy. Carly, she left, she had another baby. Logan's been our day one guy. Then I reached out to Luke to see if he was interested in barbering again. And so that worked out perfect. Then we got Eamon. He joined us, another young barber. I think he's just finishing up his schooling at Georgian College right now. I think he's done this June. And most recently, we've taken on a new apprentice, Colton. The growth has been mind-blowing and very humbling that, people want to not just work at the shop, but like work with me. And I find that as a really, really nice compliment of, without saying too much directly to me. Like it's maybe I'm doing something right, or maybe I've created a space where, it's a healthy environment to work in. I'm very straightforward with my staff, very open. I'm pretty easygoing. Like, why are we gonna get mad every day at something? Like, it's like, hey man, we're all in it together. Be accountable for yourself. Something needs to be clean it. Hey, everything's done. Sure, sit down on your phone and scroll. But if somebody walks in the door and it's wild, like as soon as somebody walks in the door, everybody's up real quick. Hey guys, I like to say we're kind of like the Mandarin. So, when you go into Mandarin, it's like, hello, welcome to Mandarin. Hi, welcome to Mandarin. Everybody that comes in the door gets greeted. Everybody as they're on their way out, they get greeted the same way and sincere too. Like, they stop, put their tools down. And I think that's really special because coming into a barbershop, especially, there's ladies that come in that want to, book an appointment for their kids or buy a gift card for their husbands. If you walk into a room where, 10 guys are sitting there talking, everybody stops and just looks at you. It's a little unnerving. So making everybody feel welcome is definitely one of my top priorities there. And I'm really proud of that. I am, I've experienced it too. If you walk into, a new space or an unfamiliar area, and nobody greets you, you just kind of stand there for a second, then you leave. You might not come back again. So we want everybody to, again, not just coming in for a haircut, just come in, ask some questions, have a drink, whatever. But, as soon as you walk through that door, you're welcome. Like it's like you've been here 100 times. Like
it's like the classic barbershop idea.
Yeah.
Like part of the community, you can just walk in, just hang out. I don't know. There's old classic barbershop movies where you see that a lot too.
Yeah. It's like Cheers. Awesome. It's like Norm. Yeah. Like that's the best feeling,
Cheers.
I as somebody who walks in there once every, well, it should be like 4 weeks, but 6 weeks. You do feel like a celebrity when you're walking in there. You're like, oh my God, everyone's saying hi. They're asking how I'm doing. Like,
and
guys,
you look like one when you leave.
I'm special.
Right. So man, you've gone from you as the employee / owner to like, what are we at? 6, 7?
And my wife, Taylor, she works there on Friday. So yeah, there's 7 of us now. She does manicures and pedicures for gentlemen only. I think,
oh my gosh.
Another space.
We need to plug that for a second. Cause like I got a pedicure from her, dude. If you're a man listening to this and you haven't gotten a pedicure, do yourself a favor and book one. It is
Ben's
magical.
been on my case. He's been telling me. And
It's
I'm
like
honestly
walking on
down.
silk after. It's pretty good.
I'm
And
down.
yeah,
My feet are
we
in need.
decided to do it mainly for gentlemen only. There's a lot of spas in town, that, everybody could go to. But again, it's pretty intimidating for a guy to walk into a female dominated space looking for one of those service. And, some guys have said, like, I go in there like, oh, are you looking for your wife? Oh, your girlfriend here? And
Oh
they're like,
no.
all right, cool. It's not all the time, but like, it's that place where, a guy can come in, kick his work boots off and sit down with a whiskey and, watch Sports Center or watch the game or something in a nice comfy chair. And just, yeah, you can be vulnerable there. We're all in the same boat.
Cool.
Love that.
A vulnerable space
So-
for men is so appreciated.
Always full support. So what 2 years has been great. What does the next 2 years look like to you?
Next 2 years, it's going to be busy. We are opening our second location this May 16th up in Port Carling.
I knew this was coming. I just didn't want to know if we were breaking news on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
or like...
yeah. She's out there.
Good.
Yeah, we again, we've been so lucky with our support and just our rapid expansion that we had an opportunity up there. It's a seasonal location, but we had an opportunity. Like Taylor and I, we usually go up there once a summer, mainly to have some lunch and window shop.
Right.
But we saw this location, 5 years ago. I said, man, imagine owning a barbershop right there. And we went up there this summer and there was a for lease sign in the window. And I said, hey, well, why don't we give him a call? And Taylor, knowing me as well as she does, she's like, well, you know what's going to happen. She's like, you've already opened up in your mind now, like before even dialing the number, you're operating, right? So they can tell you nothing that won't change your mind. And she was right. But yeah, so it's a seasonal location. It's going to be small. We're right on the water. And I think it's just the perfect, strike while the iron's hot and make hay while the sun shines. It just felt right. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to just grow as a brand, really. Support from the staff. That was the biggest one. I brought it up to my staff before we really got anything going. I said to them, if this is going to happen, I might be scarce around here for a little bit, but doing this is going to build opportunities for all of us. It's going to be good for not just myself, but it's going to be good for them as well. Can expand down the road or whatever, stuff like that. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but just to really build it stronger and really cement our position, especially in Midland. Like Midland, we wouldn't be here without Midland. Although, this summer I will be spending my time between both shops. I don't want to alienate the community. I don't want to alienate my regulars. So, I'm going to pull some longer days and some longer weeks, but it's because of that I still want to remain around and a staple in the community. Aside from our, team sponsors, independent athlete sponsors, our charitable golf tournament. These are things that are really important. And, I'll be really tired, but it's for the greater cause of where we live. And
yeah, you're all in, Chris. I didn't get where the location was, so maybe I missed that.
So it's in Port Carling, up in Muskoka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yes, we're right on the main strip there. It's a smaller shop, 2 chairs, nice big patio. More retail focused up there because it is a very retail driven area. I mean, everybody comes there to shop. So we've got some different stuff that we'll be offering there as opposed to our Midland shop, but still focused on the hospitality, the, manicures, pedicures. We're going to do men and women up there. But also we have 2 chairs. So myself and Leaf, between the 2 of us, we'll be sharing our time back and forth, but also, making sure that we're spending, a good amount of time in Midland as well. And again, it's seasonal. So after the Cranberry Festival in Bala, we'll shut it down the end of October till May 1st. And, we'll be back full-time days at our Midland location.
Cool. That for that area, that sounds like the perfect plan.
Yeah. yeah, I'm pretty excited. Like it's there's nothing up there like it. There's no barbershops, no cigar supply, no salons, and I feel like it's kind of the missing piece up there. I mean, we've talked to some people who are already operating businesses up there. Joined the Chamber of Commerce up there. We've had phenomenal feedback and really good people reach out. And again, it was super nervous that it's more expensive to operate up there, but the feedback we've been getting from the community there, it's something that they've needed for a while. So it kind of reassures that we're doing the right thing.
Hmm.
I'm so excited to hear how that goes up there. Like I think
great.
It sounds like a home run. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I was going to say, for people that aren't entrepreneurs, can you compare what it's like working like 40 hours a week at a restaurant versus 60 hours a week building this like personal brand / like business? Can you explain to our audience like what that feels like, the difference of that type of work?
Yeah. It's tough. Like, if owning or operating the business now for almost 2 years, there's a lot more on the line, both, personally for myself. It's like raising a child. You got to nurture it, you got to look after it, feed and water it. Sometimes it'll tell you I love you, and sometimes it'll curse at you and throw things at you.
Okay.
But they all come from a place of care, and it's really personal. Working in restaurants, I think, especially some kitchens where I was doing like 70-hour weeks sometimes, and kind of step back, you're like, what am I doing it for? Like, doing it for the benefit of somebody else. Yeah, I'm making a paycheck, but there's a lot of stress, especially in restaurants, that compensation sometimes just doesn't cover it. But I think as an entrepreneur or a new business owner, a sense of accomplishment, I think, is more valuable to me than a decent paycheck. The fact that I've been able to create jobs for somebody or create a space for somebody to work in that they're happy, as far as I know, that they're happy to be there. It's a welcoming environment. Yeah, like the sleepless, stressful nights are definitely not the best, but it's after the fact that when you kind of step back and look in the mirror, you're like, yeah, that sucked, but we did it. We got through it, and let's do it again. It's almost it becomes an addiction almost. Like it's people. A couple of people have said to me like, "Really, you're gonna open another shop so soon? Why?" I'm like, I don't know, because I'm stupid. But it's yeah,
Simple
I
answer.
just can't take my foot off the gas, and it's exhilarating. It's really rewarding, and again, I always come back to it. The big part of opening the shop was to give myself a platform to give back to the community. Midland's been so good to me, that having a space where we can donate to charities, we can sponsor athletes or teams, and that's the most important thing. Where just stay really involved in the community, and in other jobs that I've had, even as a manager, and not even just in a barbershop, but in restaurants and whatnot. You're only limited on the decisions you can make. Whereas now it's kind of, the decision falls on my shoulders, and sometimes you make the right decision, sometimes you don't, but it's a learning process. And I think going all in, where putting my house on the line, basically our livelihood and well-being, is it's a great motivator. There's nothing like it. I mean, I encourage anybody who comes in the shop and they're like, I'm not really happy at my job, especially if they're a tradesman. I'm like, man, just go for it, just do it. Well, I don't know,
Right.
it's really scary. I'm like, it's still scary. It's gonna get scarier, but like there's nothing like it. There really is nothing like it.
Chris, I am starting an adult gymnastics class next week, so if you're looking for another athlete to sponsor, you just let me know where I sign. I'm happy to enter talks.
Yeah, you didn't tell me you were taking sponsors. I would have sponsored you. I've seen Ben do backflips. Like, I'll sponsor that.
Yeah.
Oh,
This guy's going to the Olympics.
The Olympics for backflipping like an ogre. If that was if that was an event, watch out.
Right? Viewership
yeah.
would be through the roof.
Oh
It
my
would
God,
be.
right? Right?
Oh my God.
Like, what? That guy can do it? No.
Right?
You can inspire us all to do it.
It's like the breakdancing Australian.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay,
Dumpster
never
fire.
mind. Not
Yeah.
the reputation I want to build here.
Yeah.
Bit of a revisionist history question here for you, Chris, but if you were to do it all over again, is there anything you would do differently?
I would have done it sooner.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I would have done it sooner. I don't know if I was ready to do it sooner, but
Right.
I don't think I was ready to do it when I did anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Right. That was my thought too.
Yeah.
I think one of those, if you're always waiting for yourself to be ready, you'll never be ready.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Like there's no, even having a baby, there's you can plan as much as you want, but when it happens, and you just got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. And you do
I
get
think-
punched.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's great life advice too.
Yeah.
Just not even entrepreneurial stuff. It's man, have all the plans you want. Sure. Life happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a rear view mirror in your car to see what's behind you, but that's just in your car. Keep it out of your life. Don't look back, look forward. And just keep on trucking, man.
Keep on
nice.
trucking.
I love that. Just a little plug for your because you got all your stuff set up behind you. Tell us about the golf tournament and what it's supporting and how people can be part of that.
So this is our second annual Stogies and Bogies golf tournament. We're being hosted by Brooklyn Golf and Country Club here in Midland. Last year was our first one. I'd never put on a golf tournament before. I've never organized one. So it was kind of our dry run last year. We just did 9 holes. We didn't raise any money for a charity last year. Basically, it cost us money to put it on. We had some sponsors, basically just to help promote local businesses, but also pay for the cost of running a golf tournament. So this year, luckily last year was such a success that this year we've expanded to a full 18. We're 1:30 shotgun start on June 27th at Brooklyn on the championship 18 side. All proceeds are being donated to the North Simcoe Boys and Girls Club. Again, it makes sense, let's get our goal is to raise $20,000. If we could raise more, that would be amazing, but we want to do something that directly goes back to our community, especially, the betterment of the youth in the community. So it's, everything can be registered online for your players, your groups, sponsors. You can donate. You can sponsor a hole and get your company logo on a flag. We got different tiers of the platinum, gold, silver, and bronze sponsors. You can even donate. You can buy mulligans too. There's 36 mulligans available. So, $25 for a mulligan. You can buy them all and win the tournament if you want. But that's
I would need to do that to win the tournament.
Right. Yeah. I love playing golf. I used to play in the Monday Night League. This year I've given up my seat on the our golf team.
I think that's actually where we met, Chris. I think for the first time.
That's right. I think you were a sub for a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Full circle moment.
Right. There you go. But it's last year it was great. We're going to have some vendors. Dino's going to be doing all the food for us. So if you like pasta salad and Mile High sandwiches, it's just come for that. But we're going to have some other cool
those
stuff.
yet, Ben?
Not at all. We just had a bunch of them for Alice's birthday on the weekend. That's why.
Yeah, I showed up and he had double ordered, and I'm like, dude, are you feeding an army? What's going on here? You must have been eating sandwiches for a week.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to it. It's probably going to be the only round of golf I play this year. So if that's the case, that's fine with me. But it's going to be a great day. It's the last Saturday in June, kind of the unofficial kickoff to summer golf season. Get together with the community. We're going to have some cool vendors there, some really good prizes. People can donate prizes. So if you go onto our Instagram account, under our links, you can click the link there. You can do everything online. If you have any questions or info, give us a call, email us at the shop, come in. You can register in the shop with myself directly or one of the barbers that are there. More than happy to help out. But yeah, again, at the end of the day, just go out and have some fun and raise money for, one of the best causes that we think will benefit the community.
Yeah, and for anyone listening or watching this episode, we'll make it real easy for you. We'll put links in the description. Check it out. Get signed up.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
Richard, I'm talking to you too. We should make fools of ourselves and go out there and see if we can hit a ball around.
You guys should do a live podcast from one of the holes.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine. Just show up and there's a couple dudes just sitting there with beers, just like,
right. We can just chirp everyone who's coming through.
That's it. Yeah, like the country club adjacent guys. Yeah, just chirp everybody.
Yes.
This is like a Letterkenny thing. Just to sit there and throw jabs.
Right.
Oh man. If you sponsor a hole, do you get to keep the flag?
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Keep the flag, put it up in your home, your office, wherever you got it. And 100%. You'll have a collection. We have 36 little plaques on the trophy. So we got 35 more years to go until we got to buy a new one. So hopefully we make it successful and you could have a whole collection of pin flags on your wall.
Damn. That's cool. That's cool. Chris, you've been so generous with your time today. Richard, I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask Chris before we wrap it up here. I just want to be conscious.
No, I think we got a really good impression of who you are, Chris, and like what you represent. And yes, all of that. I could have worn that the whole time. He just wanted to show him his hair.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that we didn't really touch on was the cigars, because I think that's like, I had a friend that was working in that industry, and I find it kind of cool. But other than that, like, I think like Chris, you've given us a lot about your work ethic and like what you want to do and how much you care about the community.
I don't know a lot about the cigars. So Chris, if you got 3-4 minutes here.
Yeah.
Fill us in on like how the stogies became part of the equation.
Yeah. So again, working at History, and it was barbershop focused. So I've been a cigar smoker since probably my mid-20s. And I found myself, either having to order online, drive to Collingwood, drive to Barrie, up to Bala, to get cigars. And there was just never a supply right in town. So when we opened up, we wanted to bring that, to town. Not completely self-serving, because now I don't have to drive to Collingwood or to Barrie.
Right.
But I thought it was something that was missing in the community, or at least in the town, kind of that missing piece. So yeah, I we started out with a small collection, and now we've grown to close to 250 different varieties of cigar.
Whoa!
Wow. And it's been good. I think it was just something that was missing, and we started out small because I didn't know if there was a big community of cigar smokers in town, but apparently it's grown. There's 2 other cigar supplies in town now, but we really pride ourselves on being that first to market. And we're not just a retailer of cigars. Like, I smoke cigars. A couple of the other guys do as well. All of the barbers, we're all educated in what we have. So we're not just like, oh, go over there, have a look and pick out something that looks pretty. Like, we'll, try and educate you. And we take it really seriously. It's not just, what do they call those? An impulse buy. Right. We want you to really enjoy it.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it's an occasional thing, I think. Again, haven't smoked so many cigars, but I had this friend that was really into it, and he kept bringing them around and giving to me. And I'm like, yeah, there's so many different flavors, and they pair with different things, right? So
absolutely, yeah. There's cool. Countless variety of them all, and if you catch me when I'm there, and start talking cigars, you'll have to cut me off just to get out the door, because I'll talk your ear off.
Great. I'm glad I asked that question at the end of the episode. That's good hosting, Benjamin.
Yeah.
It would have been like Jamie giving us the whole science of how beer is made.
Right. Yeah.
Just
right.
Holy, this guy knows some stuff. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I'm glad we touched on that. At least it's nice.
Chris, thank you so much again. I know I will be seeing you around the shop in the hopefully near future here. And Richard, you're gonna have to come in with me, and we'll go hang out, shoot some pool.
Hey, I will not betray my sister, and I will get a haircut with her, but I will come by and hang out. Down for that.
I encourage that. Yeah, stick with your usual barber, but come in and say hello, man. We'd love to see you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Sweet. Thanks, Chris.
I appreciate it, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
That was a sharp episode.
That was nice.
Bad pun.
You know,
bad pun.
It's interesting when you get on these, because we have these used to that.
Yeah.
You talk to these entrepreneurs that are doing it, and obviously we have our own growth kind of thoughts and like hopes and dreams, and you hear about how they're doing it and how they're feeling about it, and you're like, okay, this is normal. This is how I'm feeling is normal.
Right. And like, I think there's a lot of like, we're 20 some episodes into this thing now. And like, there's just a lot of themes that keep coming up. That's like, you know, you're never going to be fully ready. Just, you know, I wish I had started sooner. Like the revisionist history stuff. Like, I think, you know, if anyone out there is thinking like, oh, maybe I should start a business, like it's kind of like planting a tree. The best day to plant a tree was like 20 years ago, but the second best day is today. Right. So just go like start.
Yeah. Even with the simplest thing, like education, YouTube, whatever it is, like just
right.
A little bit.
Like that is starting.
Get there. Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And you never know what's going to flourish into. It's just something beautiful that other people appreciate as well.
Right.
Makes like, you know, we're doing mortgages and stuff like, and real estate. And I'm like going into work every day, hanging out at a barbershop where you can like talk cigars and drink beer and hang out sounds pretty sick.
Yeah. What's the expression? Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
That comes up a lot. That is the expression of this podcast. It's like our slogan.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Another great episode, man. Really happy about it. And
absolutely.
I knew it was going to be a good one.
Yeah. Nailed it. On that note, oh, excuse me. Sorry, listeners. I'm going to cough right into the microphone.
Edit that one out. Holy moly.
No, we're leaving it in.
Okay.
But yeah, we're so grateful for everyone who's listened to every episode now. I mean, the amount of support we've gotten from, again, the community and friends and family, if anyone who's been on the show, like, thank you so much. We've got a lot of great episodes ready before a little summer break. We might take a little reprieve in the summer to.
You'll know about it.
Yeah, we'll fill you in. But between now and then, there's a lot more great content coming out. So if you haven't already, here's my weekly episode reminder to get subscribed. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're ever so inclined to comment on the episode and tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd love to see more of, we'd love to have more feedback so we can bring the people what they want.
It's all about the people.
Right? Fair? Yes. So as always, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by our open house.
And I hope you stop by Hemingway's. And we'll see you the next time the house is open. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.